It's day 341. Today, sent more emails. I think we did like 150 bucks. Pretty good for passive income. I gotta fire up my war business soon. Start posting, going viral again there. Because it's like the two main things that are cash flowing. Like I basically took a sabbatical from that business to build this ebook info business, and now it's making money. Like I said, we're making a couple $100 a day pretty consistently for very little work. So now I'm gonna fire up the other business, the physical business, my other e-commerce store, and get that back up to what it was doing, which was like, again, a couple hundred a day. So now it's like I have two sources of income, or two businesses making me a couple hundred a day, and I'm in a pretty solid spot. Now obviously this is not forever, because I'm working on a very exciting project, which I've been telling you guys about, the software company, and I made some good progress today. We have the scrapers are at a point where we're getting jobs, so they're working, but it's not quite where I want it to be or where I need it to be. So it's basically able to scrape jobs from like certain job boards and stuff like that, and get the data and everything. But I need to make a scraper that scrapes basically, or it's really called a crawler. It's a web crawler, and it goes all over the internet, checking different links and pages on certain companies. So I need to give it like a list of like 100,000 companies and just check their career pages, find job openings, etc. Just to really, I want to have a very diverse database of job postings and job listings, like hundreds of thousands ideally. So that's the goal with it, and I think once I get it to that point, then it'll be time to work on the next project, which is the automation. And yeah, I mean, it's coming along, but I do think, look, I think by the end of the month, I will have a minimum viable product that I could ship. But I think it's definitely gonna take some time to create something really fucking amazing, because the way I look at it, like this software solves like one main big problem, which is like the job searching process is very tedious, very time consuming, and it's very boring and, defeating. So it's like this software solves all of that. Like we find jobs for you based on your preferences, and then we automatically apply to them. Now the problem with softwares that already do this is that the auto apply feature is very weak, and it honestly just looks like spam for most of them. So a lot of people don't like them, and I wouldn't either, because like, what is it going to do when it comes across a question like, why do you want this job, or like, why are you interested in this, blah blah blah. It's like it can't auto fill those questions, you know what I mean? So one of the things that we're doing to overcome this is, like I said, we're going to be scraping hundreds of thousands of jobs. Once we're at that point, I'm going to build a separate scraper that scrapes all the application questions from all the jobs that I've scraped, or a very large chunk, like 100,000, let's say. And then I'm gonna take all the questions and kind of jumble them together and see like what the most common questions are, and then like break it down by like percentage. Be like, okay, so like 82% are like pretty common questions, and then like maybe there's like 4% of them that are like very ambiguous, that are like, why do you want to work for us, stuff like that, that a robot couldn't answer. And then what I'm gonna do is, like I said, we're gonna have custom cover letters, we're gonna have custom resumes. They're not custom, but they're gonna be ATS approved, which is a system that basically like looks for stuff in your resume to see, I guess, if you changed it or tweaked it based on the job description. So it's really looking for keywords that are in the job description to be in your resume. So we're gonna do that for the user, so they rank better and they place better. So when you do that in your job application, I guess it shows up first as like the best match, you know what I mean? So you get seen. And then, like I said, we're gonna have the custom cover letters. So that's gonna be written based on their preferences again and their profile. And then we're also gonna have a cool feature that's gonna be like the personality. So we're gonna have a bunch of different scales, like a bunch of personality scales, like confidence, friendliness, professionalism, stuff like that, that they're gonna be able to customize and tweak to get exactly like how they are in real life, you know, or how they want to come across in the application. And then that's gonna change how the cover letter is written and how they answer questions. So going back to the question piece, which is where most people fall short, or at least most software companies that do this, is on the questions that we don't have like the autofill answer that they answered in the onboarding process. It's going to be factored into the AI integration. So when we go to ChatGPT and we're like, hey, I need this cover letter, I need the resume, and I also need you to answer these 3 questions based on the job description, based on the user information, and based on their preferences and personality scale that they input. And then it's like, boom, we now created like custom, really well thought out answers to those questions that all fucking software companies that currently do this don't have. And it's not groundbreaking, but it's like nobody's doing it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do it, and I think it's gonna be huge. I think like, but to really get it to that point, and to get it to the point where it's like, not only is this software going to be able to apply to hundreds of jobs a day for you, it's also probably going to be able to do it better and higher quality. You know, once we get it to that point, holy shit, it's going to be so good. And it's like, that's really only going to be hindered by where the current state of AI is, and it's only getting better and better. But I mean, right now, I mean, we're going to be on par, if not better than, you know, some manually submitted applications. You know what I mean? So I think we have something really, really special here and really powerful. But like I said, it's definitely going to take longer than a month to do that, especially for someone with very little coding skill or knowledge. So yeah, it's a little disheartening because I'm like, fuck, I just want to go now, but I'm not going to rush it. And like I said before too, I'm not banking anything on this project. This is purely kind of enjoyment. I mean, obviously I want it to be very successful, but I'm not like putting any time crunches or like external, like, oh, I have to get clients, I have to get sales, I have to get revenue. It's like, nope. This is purely like doing it for the love of the game, and I want to create something that's super fucking good and powerful. And so that's probably gonna take more than a month, but I'm gonna stick with this shit because I really think I have something here. And imagine how powerful and how good it could be, like, if I worked on this continuously, like by the end of the year. Imagine what the shit's gonna look like. It's gonna be so good. It's like the applications we're gonna be able to be sending for our users are gonna be better than the ones they could write themselves. And like I said, we're gonna be able to do hundreds a day. And that's not to even mention the job matching and the jobs that we're going to have in our database, because we're going to be scraping pretty much every job opening on the internet. You know what I mean? At least starting in the US. So it's like we're going to have access to jobs that you won't even be able to find on your own. You know what I mean? We're going to be able to pair you with jobs that you didn't even know exist. It's like these are the jobs that you got to know somebody to get, or know somebody to even apply. These are the jobs that we're going to have in our database. So not only are we creating way better applications than you could do manually on your own, at least relatively in a certain amount of time, but we're going to be finding jobs that you will never even be able to find, you know, at least unless you really do some digging. So I think we have a very, very strong angle here, and that's not to mention the fucking margins on stuff like this on software is incredible. It's like above 90% profit margins, so it's super solid on that front. And yeah, I really think I can grow this to something amazing. I think I can get a ton of users very quickly. And like I said, it's like every software, you know, owner's dream. I have fucking hundreds of thousands of leads that are a perfect fit for this product. That I'm, as soon as I have, you know, as soon as I ship, as soon as I upload this on the internet and it's ready to go and it's ready for users, it's like I can send out hundreds of thousands of emails and get my first users within 24 hours. It's like I don't gotta worry about like posting blog posts or none of that bullshit that most software company founders do. So I think I have a very unique position here, and I think I can make something incredible happen, and I'm very excited for it. I'm gonna stick with it, and I'm very excited to see what I have in a month, but more than that, I'm very excited to see when the fuck this shit will be at where I think it can be, because that'll be very fucking amazing. I think I have something great. So, yeah, that does it for me today. I'll see you all tomorrow.